Welcome to the Public Works Summit hosted by the City of Tacoma and its Public Works Department. This event offers a unique opportunity to delve into the intricacies of public works. Join us as we shine a spotlight on the remarkable achievements of our dedicated staff, sharing success stories that reflects our commitment to service of excellence. Through insightful discussion and presentations, we will outline our accomplishments and provide a glimpse into the future of our department. Our overarching goal remains steadfast: to sustainably enhance services to our vibrant community and its residents. Together, let's explore the dynamic landscape of public works and chart the course towards continued progress and innovation. Welcome.
Thank you, Ramiro. Now we will start with our division reports, starting with Street Operations Division Manager Rae Bailey. Please give a warm welcome to Rae.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Rae Bailey, and I'm the Division Manager of Street Operations. So the picture you see to the right of this slide is the Street Operations Administration Building, and it is the original Public Works building that was constructed back in 1910. The horses, of course, are all gone, been replaced with equipment, 150 pieces of equipment used for road maintenance. We have everything from pavement grinders, concrete mix trucks, large mowers, dump trucks, pretty much everything you would need to maintain the right-of-way we have. The car that you see in this picture is the very first car issued to the City of Tacoma, and it was a Public Works Commissioner's car. Street Operations has 91 full-time employees and 2 seasonal employees. Together, we all work in the following programs: management administration, street maintenance, grounds maintenance, signs and markings, and then emergency response. And we all work towards maintaining the right-of-way. I'll go through each program through this as I walk through this presentation, but the first program I want to discuss is our administration and management program. This program's main role is to support my field staff, right? We're out there to make sure that they've got the tools and equipment necessary to do their job. The program develops and tracks our budgets. We set policies and procedures. Make sure we have material contracts in place. We pay our bills on time. We answer questions from the public, and let me tell you, there's a lot of questions from the public about the rights of way, so thank you, send me. And then we also make sure that we pay our employees for the great work that they do. So our street maintenance program is our largest program. We have 61 full-time employees, and they're responsible for maintaining 805 lane miles of arterial streets and 1,226 lane miles of residential streets, for a total of 2,031 lane miles. Now, a lane mile is 1 lane of street that is 1 mile long. So like on a four-lane arterial street, a lane or 1 mile of that street would be 4 lane miles. If you lay the lane miles end to end, you could drive from Tacoma all the way down to New Orleans. That is a lot of streets that 61 people are responsible for maintaining. Within the street maintenance program, we have several sub-programs. In our residential maintenance sub-program, we perform preventative maintenance, which consists basically of crack sealing and repair of distressed pavement. Crack sealing consists of removing all the dirt and debris in cracks that are 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch wide, and then filling those cracks up with rubberized asphalt. This minimizes the amount of infiltration that stormwater can get into our subgrade, which then, when it freezes, it creates potholes. And crack sealing extends the life of our streets by 1 to 3 years. We also perform surface treatments on our residential and arterial streets, and this basically is our chip seal projects. Chip seal consists of applying a really thin layer of hot asphalt oil onto the street surface. This fills up all the cracks, including micro cracks, and then we cover that up with a thin layer of 3/8 inch crushed rock. We compact that into the oil. And the rock actually just serves as a friction course between the street surface and the tires on your vehicles. A chip seal extends the life of the street between 9 to 12 years. We also have a residential street paving sub-program that allows our crews to remove deteriorated asphalt in our residential streets and replace it with brand-new asphalt. Our paving crews typically repave anywhere between 70 and 80 blocks a year, and the program is geared solely to the replacement of deteriorated asphalt. It doesn't include any complete streets components such as sidewalks, street lights, trees, or even curb and gutter. It's all about pavement preservation and restoration. With that, though, we have 2 concrete crews dedicated to the construction of ADA-compliant curb ramps, and they construct between 80 to 90 curb ramps every year. And these are really tied to the residential street paving projects. We also have 1 concrete crew dedicated to the reconstruction of substandard sidewalk. This crew works closely with Jack's Public Works Engineering sidewalk maintenance program, which provides a partnership between our residents and the city in replacing substandard sidewalk. The sidewalk crew typically replaces between 2,800 to 3,300 lineal feet of bad sidewalk every year. Now, these 3 crews, they work all year round in concrete, but as everybody knows, it rains a lot here in Tacoma. It also freezes and we get snowstorms. So when the concrete crew is not able to place concrete, they're working with transportation, the Public Works Transportation Division, and placing bike racks to help out our biking community. With the passage of the Streets Initiative, which really focused all of our energy and all of our resources on residential maintenance, we're not performing as much arterial street maintenance as we had in the past. But we still perform some maintenance on the streets, and that maintenance generally consists of lane replacements. This is where we grind and remove the asphalt within the lane and then place back brand new asphalt and compact that into place. We can also do crack seals and also chip seals, even though we haven't done chip seals in probably about 8 years on our arterial streets. And then we also do guardrail repair and traffic crash barrier installation and repair as well. We try to perform anywhere from 3 to 4 arterial lane replacement projects every year. So far this year, we've already completed 3 of those. We've been on Milwaukee Way, Portland Avenue, and then just this past weekend, we did the intersection of 29th Street Northeast and North Point Way Northeast. Also, during the week of June 3rd, we'll be performing arterial street maintenance as part of a brand new program called the Pothole Palooza event. Crews will be performing lane and intersection replacements in 10 different locations throughout the city. In any given year, we also permanently repair between 3,000 to 3,500 potholes and 16,500 to 17,000 temporary potholes. Once our crews are notified of a pothole, we can get in there and get that temporarily repaired within 3 to 5 days. Now, I'm always asked by a lot of people, why don't we do all of our repairs permanently? Well, the answer to that really is about resources. It's about the condition of the street and also about timing. The majority of our potholes are on streets that are in really poor condition and really just need to be reconstructed. And if you place a permanent pothole, it really hasn't done anything. It hasn't improved the condition of the street at all. A temporary repair crew, which consists of 2 staff members, can temporarily repair potholes at the rate of 150 to 180 potholes a day. That's because they're using cold mix asphalt. They place a cold mix into the pothole, and then they compact it with the tires of their dump truck. A permanent repair crew, on the other hand, consists of usually about 4 people, more if we're on an arterial street that requires a lot of traffic control. And this crew removes the deteriorated asphalt around the pothole, recompacts the subgrade, places and compacts brand new asphalt, and then seals the joints with rubberized liquid asphalt. A permanent crew typically can repair 8 to 10 potholes a day, so there's a big significance in the number that can be completed. We also grade our alleys and streets once every 2 years, more if necessary. We got some streets that need a little bit more work and some alleys that need a little bit more work as well. Supporting all of our street operations asphalt needs is the asphalt plant, which was constructed in 1946. And as far as I know, it's the only asphalt plant owned by a municipality west of the Mississippi. We generally produce between 12,000 tons of asphalt a year, and it's located at the corner of Center and Pine Street. Over the last 10 years, we have done some significant upgrades to the asphalt plant, which now allows us to use recycled asphalt product in our mix. Our mix design now has 20% recycled product, which allows us to decrease the amount of hot mix or hot oil in our mix, which improves the environment, decreases our cost substantially, and then it also decreases the amount of asphalt grindings that go into the waste stream system. The plant also serves as our stockpile warehouse and manages all of our crushed rock stockpiles that are used by our maintenance crews. We also support Tacoma Water, Tacoma Power, and Environmental Services maintenance crews when they need asphalt or they need crushed rock. Our grounds maintenance program has 17 full-time staff members. One of these is a supervisor, 2 are crew leaders, and then I only have 12 grounds maintenance workers. In the spring, summer, and fall months, we augment this staff with 2 temporary employees, and they're responsible for grounds maintenance throughout the city of Tacoma. Our crews perform grounds maintenance for general government properties, such as the fire stations and the police sector stations, our senior centers, as well as around the municipal complex, and then 20 parks. They also are responsible for watering our newly planted trees during the 3-year plant establishment period. Our tree watering crew waters 5 days a week, typically from May through September, and they water approximately 850 trees a year. This grounds maintenance crew is also responsible for maintaining over 60 right-of-way locations, 16 median locations, traffic islands, and roundabouts. Work in these areas generally consists of mowing the grass, tree and shrub pruning, applying mulch around trees, shrubs, and plant beds, maintaining the plant beds, and then applying pesticides and removal of noxious weeds. Within the grounds maintenance program, 4 of those 12 grounds maintenance workers are assigned to our Tidy Up program. We have 2 grounds maintenance workers assigned to landscape maintenance, cleanup in 13 of our 15 business districts, and also 6 gateways locations into the city. These 2 individuals perform vegetation management, litter pickup, and graffiti removal in the right-of-way within those districts. We also have 1 grounds maintenance worker assigned to citywide graffiti removal. And as you can imagine, that is a lot of work because unfortunately there's a lot of graffiti tags throughout the city. That individual removed 10,000 individual tags last year. That's quite an accomplishment. We also have 1 grounds maintenance worker that is assigned to the trail maintenance to maintain 20 miles of our shared use and trails and paths. And they try to perform maintenance on the trails at least once a month. And then our signs and markings program is our smallest program. We only have 5 budgeted sign staff members. For the amount of work that is required to maintain our signs and markings in the city, this group is definitely understaffed. Just to put it into context, the city of Spokane, which is similar in size to us, have between 14 to 15 sign staff members. So they have 3 times the staff that the city of Tacoma does to maintain our signs. The sign shop maintains over 38,000 street name signs and hundreds of pavement markings, such as crosswalks, turn arrows, bike chevrons, you name it. They're responsible for all of that. Most of our maintenance, unfortunately, is complaint-based. Once we're notified of a sign issue, our sign crew can go out and replace that sign typically within 6 weeks. If it's a damaged stop sign or a yield sign, we're out there permanently replacing that within 5 days. We also go out and place what we call temporary stop signs or temporary yield signs within 24 hours. In any given year, the sign shop replaces 2,100 faded street name signs, replace 200 damaged signs that are knocked down due to either accidents or rotted poles, and then we average about 100 or 250 new install signs a year. We also own a small pickup striper, and we stripe our maintenance projects such as our arterial chip seals when we do them, arterial lane replacements, and small traffic reconfigurations that come to us from our engineering partners. They also refresh this group also refreshes, like I said, the school crossings and other pavement markings, and then once a year, we get the privilege of refreshing the daffodils on Proctor Street and Pacific Avenue for the daffodil parades. Our sign shop staff works closely with our partners in Public Works Transportation, as the traffic group is the only section in the city that authorizes new signs, traffic control devices, and/or traffic reconfiguration. And the last program I want to talk about is our emergency response program. We provide emergency response to the city 24 hours, 7 days a week. We apply de-icer on our streets when the forecast calls for freezing temperatures and/or ice. We plow our streets during snow and ice storms. We clear landslides during heavy rainstorms. We also assist our partners in environmental services with urban flooding issues when they need additional support. We remove downed trees as a result of high winds. And then, like I said, we provide 24/7 emergency response for all things related in the right-of-way. Anyway, we get calls for dead animals. We get calls for illegal dumping in the right-of-way. We get calls for to assist our partners in the police department and the fire department when they're called out to sites and need the road closed or detours around the particular incidents they're responding to. So, as discussed throughout my presentation, street operations is responsible for maintaining a ton of infrastructure in the right-of-way. Although our staff does a fantastic job, and I'm so proud of the work that they do every day and the dedication they bring to the city, we're not aware of everything that happens in the right-of-way. And if you're aware of issues, we ask that you contact our customer support center by dialing 311 if you're within the city. If you're outside the city limits, call 253-591-5000. Or you can visit the City of Tacoma's website at citytacoma.org/TacomaFirst311. So that's street operations in a nutshell, and I'm now going to turn it over to Justin Davis, who will talk to you about his division, Facilities Management.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. Today we're going to talk about some facilities management work group. So as you may know, the facilities group is comprised of 4 separate sections, and so we're going to walk through each of those sections today. The division hovers around right about 90 people as total for the group, and comprised of these 4 sections. We have the capital projects team, fleet services, real property services, and our facilities maintenance group. And in general, our slogan is, facilities management keeps the city moving, operating, and in compliance. So first, our capital projects team. In general, the services that we provide is project management services, supporting various city departments, both planned and unplanned projects, as we can all relate. We think starting January 1st of our budget year, we know exactly what we're going to do and when, and that rarely happens. So we support a lot of unplanned projects as well. We assess facility needs and level of service impacts to determine project requirements for repair, replacements, renovations, and on occasion, believe it or not, a new facility. We also manage all project phases from that initial planning, master planning, funding, through construction closeout. This work group is a 5-person team consisting of 1 assistant division manager, 3 project managers, and a facilities analyst. In the picture there, you may be familiar. That's our council chambers, which was originally dedicated in December of 1979. And we finally remodeled it in September of 2015, so 35 years without any finish upgrades. The purple chairs almost came back before we got all the way through that project. Key programs, again, is that capital improvement program, that renovations, additions, and new construction. Deferred repair and replacement program. This is the first biennium that our work group has a funded $6.8 million baseline program for deferred repair and replacement, really helping us starting off by protecting our facilities from the outside in. So really focusing on roofs, facade improvements, and those types of things. Definitely linked to one of our #1 goals of reducing our backlog of deferred repair. We also, as part of that project and that program, we try to always advance our climate action plan goals as we work towards those systems. So if HVAC systems are being replaced in facilities, we upgrade those to hopefully be carbon neutral and to be electric rather than gas. We have a tenant improvement program, and that can range from small tenant improvements for small office spaces to entire floors of the municipal building, and most recently to some fire stations in our portfolio. And we also have general support to departments for their unplanned projects and emergent needs. So some current types of projects include in the picture on the top, the recently completed fire station number 5 on 11th Street in the Tide Flats. That was the first fire station in Tacoma in 17 years. And on the bottom, you'll see that we're currently in the design phase for cleaning and repairs to the historic municipal building. We get a lot of phone calls on when are you going to clean that Gothic structure that you call City Hall. And most recently, we've completed master plans for the Tacoma Fire Department and for ourselves in Public Works to help inform future capital development and investment from a facilities perspective to support those departments now and into the future. And in the lobby, if you haven't had a chance to see, there's a rendering of the proposed new Fire Station 7 that will be built adjacent to the Sarah complex, hopefully in the next couple of years. Fleet services. So Fleet Services provides comprehensive vehicle and equipment management activities, enabling all city departments to optimize service delivery to the residents of Tacoma. Committed to being leaders in customer service, safety, and efficiency, we measure our success by your success. So when you talk about Ray and the portfolio of fleet assets that he has, we're responsible to make sure that those stay on the road and provide the services to his group that they need. And we do that following fleet industry standards and best practices. In terms of assets, just a rough numbers for you, we have roughly 1,450 assets in the fleet, about 1,250 of which have a steering wheel. A few examples, there's over 270 police interceptor units in the fleet. There's 180 heavy-duty assets for solid waste, which include automated side loader garbage trucks, which pick up residential and commercial garbage, as well as tractor trailers that haul Tacoma's trash to the LRI landfill in Frederickson. Over 60 pieces of construction equipment, such as skid steers, backhoes, pavers, rollers, etc. And similar to Ray, when Ray runs 24/7 operations, we also run 24/7 operations to cover snow events, with our primary departments being TPD, solid waste, sewer, and of course ourselves, Public Works. I really encourage you to check out some of the vehicles in the parking lot after the event today. We've got an electric van, an electric truck, a garbage truck, and I believe a boom truck as well. So key programs in fleet are pretty straightforward: repair and maintenance, which is getting more and more expensive for us these days as the prices of parts and services continue to grow. That repair and maintenance team, there's 43 staff and 2 separate shops servicing over 10 departments for the city. We also support some outside municipal entities such as the University Place and our Tacoma Health Department. In terms of acquisition and disposal, we process through about 50 to 100 new vehicles every year, if we can get them, when we order them. And we strive to keep our shop rates competitive with private shops. So we've done a really good job of being as efficient as possible in our operations and fleet. We manage vendor contracts, which is over 25 vendor contracts to help keep the fleet moving, which includes the capital contracts for vehicle purchases. We do fuel management and car wash cards. We manage the city fuel and car wash program and multiple fuel accounts. Of note, we currently, as of late last year and into January, we currently mobile fuel renewable diesel to most of our diesel fleet in the city. So now not only is that a carbon neutral item for us, it's actually really reduced maintenance costs in terms of regens required due to regular diesel compared to renewable diesel. It's been a great program for us. In terms of general budget, their operating budget's about $15 million, and we manage roughly $4 to $10 million in capital replacement. So in summary, for fleet provides a wide variety of fleet services to a broad customer base with an ever-changing landscape of needs, concerns, and opportunities in our fleet. Real property services. So our real property team, we actually support both general government and Tacoma Public Utilities. We have 16 staff members located at TMB and TPU. There are 8 staff members downtown at general government, and there are 8 staff members at TPU. That work group manages almost 1,300 properties in 5 counties in our state: Pierce, Mason, King, Lewis, and Thurston. In the map, you can see on the outskirts some of the hydroelectric projects that we support, as well as the service areas of TPU. We also manage all transportation rights-of-way in Tacoma city limits and all Tacoma utility rail rights-of-way in those 5 counties. We manage a large variety of policies and processes, and we provide services to not only internal customers in our supported departments, but also external clients as well. Key programs for the real property group: we manage property acquisition and disposition, which, believe it or not, is probably one of the lesser things that we do. We manage property rights, including easements, permitting, leasing, licenses, and franchises. And we manage encroachment resolution, including resolution at hydroelectric projects, watersheds, and rail corridors. We review permit applications and development plans. On an annual basis, real property reviews around 1,000 permits that flow through our partners in planning and development services. We manage city-owned active open spaces, a lot of which Ray maintains for us. Examples of those is Ruston Waterwalk, Firefighters Park, and Old Town Dock. And we also manage the right-of-way phases for capital projects, street vacations, and agreements with partner agencies. And as we all know, before a grant-funded project can be built, it needs to be in compliance with the local agency guidelines. And we need property rights for either the permanent improvements or construction easements to build and stage those improvements. So as the Streets Initiative has been a success in the city, it has not come without the support of real property to get us the property rights we need to construct those improvements. Facilities maintenance. So facility maintenance strives to provide a safe and clean, well-maintained atmosphere for continued city operations. We're responsible for maintenance and repair of city-owned, non-enterprise general government facilities. Essentially, think of it as all the facilities that are general fund funded. Those are the ones that we're responsible for. Our portfolio of 50 facilities includes fire, police, public works, municipal services, and our community service facilities. Key programs. We have a work order management system, so whether a light's out or the heat doesn't work, you can submit a work order to us and we'll manage that from start to finish for you. Routine and preventative maintenance program as well. Site management, including our security, access control, badging, building controls, and janitorial services. And building compliance program, including elevators, fire protection, alarms, fall protection, and emergency power. Building enhancements and capital project collaboration. In the picture here, you'll see that that's actually the roof of the municipal building on the top. They're testing the roof anchors that we use to either wash the windows or put swing stages over the building. And the bottom photo is on the left, the before, and the right, the after of adding additional laundry capacity at Fire Station 8. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our administrative team. They are truly the backbone that provides continuous support to keep all of the facilities running smoothly and operating effectively. Coordinate hiring, onboarding, and training. Has anybody been doing any hiring recently? Yeah, there's a little bit of hiring going on. We're managing licensing of assets and vehicles, administration of the work orders, processing of payments and invoices, coordination of those lovely public disclosure requests. But most importantly, it administers the payroll for the division, which some of us think is probably a little bit important. And lastly, I'll wrap it up by saying, why do we do it? We do it because we love supporting our fellow colleagues in public works. We also support all the other departments in the city and what they do to support the residents of Tacoma in keeping our cities as safe and as healthy as possible.